Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim, L'chaim. This week's Torah portions are Behar and Bechukotai. And the majority of the portion talks about different laws. These are called chukim, laws that have no rational basis. We really don't understand them, but we just do them. And some of these, which the Torah goes on to elaborate on, are the Shmittah year. Every 7 years, you let the 7th year, you let the land just rest, lay fallow. You don't work, it's nothing. And you do this 7 times. So the 49th year, obviously, is the 7th year. You let that rest. And the 50th year, you also let it rest. That's called the Yovel. And the Torah goes on to elaborate other laws about taking interest, called revius. And what's interesting is Rebbe Nachman brings an understanding of what these laws are about. Chukim are laws that we don't understand. And when you do something that you don't understand, it expresses your belief in something. And this is exactly what Shabbos is all about. Shabbos is the 7th day of the week. It's a day that we rest and we let everything rest. And we just acknowledge creation happening. The world, as we see, doesn't stop. Nature doesn't go on pause. The birds still fly around. The ocean still moves. Everything is still going on. Creation is still happening in a way. But we are taking a moment out of this week to rest and to see the creation happening, to see Hashem's hand in the world and to reconnect to that. And this happens every 7 years as well, because we here in Israel are tied to the land. And so it's very important that we remain tied to the land and that we rest with the land and that we go through these cycles with the land. And what happens is that a person, through doing these mitzvot, through observing the Shabbos, and then through observing the Shmittah year, and ultimately through observing the Yovel, they're reconnecting to the point of all these chukim, all these laws that we don't understand. The point of all of these laws are to come to a level of amunah, a level of faith. Something that you do over and over, you can come to become a part of it, and you can come to understand it. A person that puts on tefillin maybe once a week will never come to an appreciation for what they're doing. It's only when you do something day in and day out that you'll come to understand it. This is what I got with running. I did running day in and day out, and I grew to love it. It grew to become a part of me, and I became a part of it. And it reminds me also of when I was a kid growing up. I used to play with these toys. And I already knew who the good guys were. And I already knew who was going to win in the end. But I still went through all the different things, all the different battles, everything, even though I knew what was going to happen. This is a similar idea here. The Shmittah year is happening. And we're going to see it. And we're going to live with it. And we're going to become a part of it. And we're going to know that even though I'm letting the land rest for the 49th year and the 50th year, I have faith that Hashem wants me to observe this mitzvah, even though I don't understand it. And I am showing Him, because I have faith, and because I have that faith, He's going to make it work out. So I think a main lesson to draw from this week's portion is how to have faith. That even though times can be tough, and everything will be pointed against you, and you might be facing financial difficulties, you have to have faith. You have to observe these chukim, and you have to know that Hashem is going to be there for you always. Shabbat Shalom.